Welcome to the show. Give me just a second. Messaging some people to let them know the show's going on, guys. So hopefully everybody will show up. Tonight we're talking about modesty. What's up, Sean? How you doing, brother? It was nice talking to you today. What's up, Lori? You know, the Mexican man has returned, I believe is how you say it. So yeah. Hang on, guys. I'm messaging my Jen real quick and making sure she's ready to join. Oh, I hate texting. Hold on a minute, guys. All right, there we go. I am terrible at that texting stuff, so y'all have to give me just a minute. Oh yeah, what's up, Dave? How you doing? Hey, Superior Aviation. What's up, Nightshade? How you doing, sweetheart? Welcome to the show. Tonight we're talking about modesty and how the Western culture is lacking it. You know, really bad. But first, we got an announcement. We have got a new camera that takes a micro USB port and just simply plugs in. So we will be able to record longer videos for you guys now. As soon as I get a laptop, we're all good. All right, guys. So this is gonna be fun. All right. So I just wanted to show you guys that. I've been unwell, so I've been off for a while. I'll be back on live tonight. All right, Nightshade. I'm sorry you've been unwell. I'm glad you feel better though, my friend. You know, so we've got a few people in here, and let's go on ahead and let's get started. Let me message Jen one more time. She's having some issues, guys. What's up, Connor D? All right, I'm back. So yeah, modesty, guys. So I have, as I said on my show earlier this afternoon, which unfortunately did not upload. I was so angry. But anyway, guys, I walked into Walmart the other day and there was this girl. She could not have been older than maybe 12. And she was wearing a see-through top with an obvious lingerie style bra up underneath and a mini skirt with thigh-high boots. They were high heels, guys. I mean, she was dressed like a Bratz doll. And to be fair, guys, do we really want our children dressing like that? What was wrong with her parents letting her go out in public like that? I mean, that little girl is going to get in a lot of trouble dressing that way when she gets older. You know, not just from the wrong kind of crowd, but from police, you know, from the public themselves. They're going to get really mad at that young girl, you know, because, guys, that's just wrong. All right. I've seen young men that are maybe 10. All right. And they're walking around sagging their pants down below their butt. You know, guys, no, there's no way, there's no reason to have your rear end hanging out. That started in prison to be able to tell who was homosexual and open to be taken. That was where that started, guys. At least here in Texas. It started in the prison system to be able to tell who was gay and willing to take a partner. So when you sag your pants, that's what you're meaning. You know, and ladies, when you dress like that, or you let your daughters dress like that, you're inviting serious trouble. You know, guys, there's already predators all over the internet. There's already issues with them going on Facebook, with them going on YouTube, with them going on Instagram and TikTok and all those other places, even Roblox. There's predators everywhere, guys. And you want to let your little girl dress as bait? You know, guys, no. And I blame a lot of this on some of these toys. You know, whenever I was younger, my sister watched that series Winx, and my mom, when she finally saw that series and saw how them little girls dressed when they transformed, my mom went ballistic on her. She was so mad at her, you know, because those little girls were barely wearing clothes and they were supposed to be 15, you know. And guys, we should not be teaching our little girls that this is okay. I remember whenever I was 12, little girls still dressed in overalls, t-shirts, and ran around with pigtails. All right. You know, they still worried about Sunday morning cartoons. They weren't even worried about makeup yet. You didn't start learning makeup until you were like 14, 15. You know, at 12, you were still a kid. You were still enjoying yourself, you know, not running around worried about, I need a man. I've heard that from a little girl, guys. I've heard that from a little girl. I need a man. And I looked at her, I was like, no, you don't. You need to go study your homework, little lady. Because, I mean, guys, serious, man. This issue of modesty, it comes from who they're looking up to. All right, guys, a lot of these kids are allowed to watch rap videos. All right, guys, and I have nothing against the genre itself. It's great for adults. But for children, it's a steep slope, guys, because they start thinking that that lifestyle is cool. They start thinking that that lifestyle is all right. And they start wanting to be a gangster thug. And that's nothing to look up to, guys. Those people wind up in prison most often. You know, do you really want to go to jail? You know, our daughters are looking up to these girls that, you know, once they actually get into gangs, they get passed around. You know, and that's not cool either. You know, guys, if you want to dress that way when you're an adult, go ahead. You're an adult. You know, it's your choice. But don't let your children be exposed to stuff like that and think it's okay. You know, because like these, you know, Monster High dolls, they never let us wear those kind of clothes in high school. The only ones that are dressed appropriately are the guys, you know, but the girls, they never let them dress that way in high school. God, they would have shoved a ruler right up there and seen how long that skirt really went and then sent you home. You know, guys, this is not something that is new. It started with the Brats in 1994, you know, and that is a terrible series of dolls to buy for your child, you know, and it's honestly because it shows your child, you know, the guy even admitted he made it because he wanted little girls to dress and act a certain way, you know, and it was not appropriate. It was like trophy wives, guys, you know, and that's not cool. There's nothing neat about that. There's nothing good or wholesome or educational about any of that. You know, and yeah, it's just disgusting, you know, and you know, then we're exposing them to more and more and more, you know, people like, you know, I'm not trying to shout out names to throw any of these people down because they're meant to be adult entertainers, guys. They're not meant to be for children. But Ava Max, she dresses kind of seductively. You know, she's got some great songs like her song Choose Your Fighter, but don't show them the music video. Show them animated music videos to their favorite cartoons or something like that, or to your favorite anime. You know, where it doesn't show all the suggestion and everything like that, where it shows the message, guys. You know, That is what matters behind a lot of this music. It isn't the fashion. It isn't the look. It isn't the, you know, the fame. It's literally the message these people are trying to portray through whoever it is that's writing the song, not the person singing it usually. But that's unfortunate. We've lost a lot of original songwriters that way. A lot of people use ghostwriters. But guys, even if they do, that song portrays a message. It always does. And yeah, Barbie's just as bad nowadays. And she used to be the ultimate example of what a proper woman should be. That was Barbie. So was Ken. Ken was originally a businessman. Did you guys know that when a Barbie was originally released, Ken and G.I. Joe were supposed to be her two possible suitors? And it ended up Hasbro chose Ken instead of G.I. Joe because they were afraid they would promote violence. But yeah, she was supposed to be the ultimate woman. You know, she was supposed to be wanted by the ultimate man on both sides, a businessman or a soldier, you know, guys. And now she's turned into a joke, a straight up joke. I watched the Barbie movie. You know, I broke down and I did it. And what? I think I had a stroke watching that. You know, it was awful. You know, and we are exposing our kids to this. We think this is good for little girls. You know, and it's not. It's well, quite frankly, as a dear friend of mine, Roma, you know, Chloe Roma says all the time on here, it's grooming, guys. Plain and simple. It's grooming your children. And it's not right. We need to teach our kids modesty like we had back in the day. You know, teach them how to dress properly, dress for their age. You know, the whole reason why you grow up dressing a certain way is to learn how to dress properly for when you're in the adult world. It doesn't matter when you're behind a closed doors or when you're at a party or when you're going to a bar or something like that. Dress how you want then. But when you're in the professional environment, when you're, you know, being seen on camera, when you're being, you know, portrayed as this major figure, this influencer of any kind, be it a celebrity, be it an actress, be it whatever, you need to follow a certain code. And that code is modesty. That code is honor. That code is kindness. That code is literally the greatest example I could think of is Arnold Schwarzenegger. That man was incredible. You know, one of the greatest examples of modesty I've ever seen in my life has literally been Raven Simone. You know, she's never been called doing anything, you know, horrible on camera. You know, the worst thing she got busted for was, I believe, being a lesbian. But that's no big deal, guys. You know, and she was a great example to our kids, you know, but they don't have shows like that anymore, guys. They don't show that. Instead, they show girls running around in little tiny skirts, you know, and shirts that show their midriff and spaghetti straps and, you know, their hair done up and more makeup than your average Hollywood actress, you know, and it's wrong, guys. It's not right, you know, and that's just something that really, really, really irks on me, you know, because I've got nieces and nephews. Now, what, sweetheart? Can you set up my shelves? Yes, tomorrow I'll set up your shelves. Okay. Sorry, my niece was interrupting for just a moment. And yeah, there's nothing bad about being a lesbian. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong about being gay. You know, it's just who you are. You know, that's a wonderful thing. You know, I have no problems with it. You know, and that's one of the great things about being accepted. Candace Owen. I don't know enough about Candace Owens to say anything. You know, so. But you know, to be honest, give me 1 second, guys. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. As you know, Kent, I'm completely open about it. Oh, I know. Hi, my Jen Jen. You finally made it into the show. Everybody, Jen Jen doesn't feel so great. So let's try to raise her up, okay? Let's try to say hi and treat her great. Jen Jen's my girlfriend for everybody who doesn't know. And for you, Jen Jen, we've got a lot of people in here you haven't met before, like my dear friend Nightshade. She's all the way from Australia. She's one of the Knights. She's awesome. Davey, he's also here. My friend Destined to Recover is in here. So you've got a lot of new Knights here to meet. And the great thing about this is, guys, we can come together to discuss these terms because somebody's willing to listen. And, that's one of the things I want to get out. Somebody's willing to listen to somebody about this problem because this modesty issue is a problem. It is a big problem, and the fact that people think that it's okay to buy their kids clothes, to let them watch these shows. It just goes to show you what the generation that grew up after the people that had to face Vietnam have turned into. After Vietnam was over with, their kids grew up, raised their kids with a little bit more leniency, and their kids grew up to raise their kids to be freaking wild. Guys, and that is just so wrong, because when you think about it, like I said, there's so many predators out there, guys. What's going to happen when your little girl goes walking down the street by herself? She's going to get snatched. What happens when your son goes walking down the street by himself and he's showing off that rear end and everything like that? The first thing somebody's going to think is he's a little gangbanger or he wants to be one. And the first gangbanger that sees him is going to try to recruit him. I've seen it happen. It's almost immediate, guys. And these kids are so influenced, they're going to slip right into it. And, we've got to teach our sons, dress properly. We've got to teach our daughters, cover up, make them think, make them use their imagination. It draws in the right crowd. It'll bring in the right man. If you dress for success, you will succeed as far as when it comes down to modesty. But if you dress for the wrong kind of attention, like it shows in these videos, you're going to get that attention. You're not going to get the right man. You're going to get people that are going to treat you like crap. You're going to get people that don't care about you as far as friendship goes. They're going to throw you under the bus the first chance they get. Guys, shows like Mean Girls exist for a reason, where it shows somebody who's the underdog that gets one over on the Mean Girls. There's reasons why there's shows like that exist, because back in the day, it wasn't cool to be one of these little starlet. I'm trying not to say a really bad word, guys, and it's really hard, but I'm trying to be really kind, but they dress like little hoes, and it's not right. And I can't believe how some people are I know a few years ago, I don't know if any of y'all caught up to this, and I definitely don't know if you know about this, Nightshade, but a few years ago, Netflix released this show called Cuties. Yeah. Now, it was supposed to be a show about kids dancing. Okay, cool. Well, it wasn't about little girls just dancing. It was about a team of 12 to 13-year-olds learning how to twerk and do a twerking competition. What? Like, I ought to take Troll's Bane to them. Guys? Because really, it caused such a stink that they shut it down in less than a month. Guys, Netflix almost got sued over that, because that's exploitation. That's exploitation of children. You know, guys, they used to get in trouble for grindhouse flicks back in the day for exploiting underage kids. Those people went to prison for kiddie porn, you know, and nowadays we're just like, oh, just take it down. No, guys, no. These products that are issued to our daughters, these products, you know, that show too much need to be taken down. These videos need to be censored better, where our sons can't all of a sudden decide, I'm gonna be a little thug. You know, no, guys. You know, the only reason why I really wanted to talk about this was because my older sister is a prime example of what happens when you do not censor what your kids listen to. My mom tried. She did. But my sister was a sneaky little thing. She got what she wanted. And she listened to rap. She was very influenced by it. She got into the rap culture. She's never been married, guys. She has 3 kids from 3 different daddies, from 3 different nationalities. You know, her life is not fun. It's not beautiful. It's not glamorous. It's not great. And yet it's the path she chose to go on. And, oh yeah, the mighty axe, the mighty troll's bane. But guys, it's the path she chose to go on. And now she's paying the price. And guys, if we let our little girls grow up to dress and act that way, that's where they're going to end up. And I've also seen what happens when little boys are raised in that environment. And you know where they end up? A young boy that I grew up with in school was raised in that kind of an environment. And the first thing he tried to do to prove his worth to his family was rob a bank at 17. Yeah. Grabbed a firearm from a gang member friend of his and tried to rob a bank. Went to jail for life. 55 years. His life's over at 17. You know, guys, so these are warning. There's warning signs for a reason. Our world is going to crap for a reason, because we're letting our children be exposed to this. We're letting disgusting ideals and low morals and no modesty enter into our kids', you know, lives. Next thing you know, they're going to be having sex in kids' cartoons. You know, guys, and I don't want to be around for that. I don't want to be anywhere near this planet for that. You know, guys, sometimes I feel like pulling a Farnsworth. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. You know, Hubert Farnsworth, if you've ever seen Futurama, you know. Excuse me, guys, I needed a quick swig. Good old well water. Nothing better. Just tuned in? All right, Outdoor Duo. It's already in the cart. Wow. It is, Davey? Oh, damn. I'm sorry to hear that, Nightshade. Hope everything's okay. You know, wow. Like, there really is already sex in cartoons. Like, I didn't even know that, Davey. Like, that's even worse, guys. You know, I think the worst cartoons we had growing up were Ren and Stimpy and Rocko's Modern Life. And not very many people let their kids watch those shows. But those were mostly just disgusting burp and fart jokes. You know, yet here we go nowadays. This show has the period. Yeah, I know, Big Mouth. But now that is issued to adults. But there are adults who just look at that and be like, oh, it's a cartoon. So they just turn it on for their kid. And then their kid turns around and watches that crap. Do you realize I've seen videos whenever I was growing up? We used to have this show called Maury Pulpits. And Maury would bring on problem teenagers and problem children. And the worst case I ever saw was a 5-year-old who was smoking, cussing, throwing darts at her mother's head, and all kinds of stuff because the rap guy she was listening to said to do it. You know, guys, music is influential. So you got to raise your kids up with the right music for the right age. You know, my mom raised me up on Bohemian Rhapsody and Ozzy Osbourne's Mama, I'm Coming Home, and, you know, good, wholesome songs from back then. Even some Elton John, you know, she raised me up on some good music from back then. And then but it was all appropriate for my age. Like I used to she used to have pictures of me dancing around in the living room with alligator slippers on and a little alligator costume, dancing around to the song Crocodile Rock from Elton John. So you know that was a 10-year-old kid in my day, you know, just being goofy and silly and just having a blast. You know, that was childhood. You know, nowadays our kids are trying to become adults before they're 10. They're trying to wear makeup before they're 9. You know, they're trying to get cell phones while they're 5. Guys, I've seen a 5-year-old throw a fit because they could not have their cell phone. I wanted to grab it and break it. Do you know what that baby can find on that phone without you knowing? You know, guys, that's a dangerous thing. You know, granted, yes, we were raised on firearms growing up. But guys, yeah, I had a 22 at 4 years old, but it was locked up. I had no key, and I could only use it when my grandpa was sighting his rifle. So I could only shoot it under supervision. You know, guys, your kids should only be able to use their cell phone under your supervision. And they should only be able to use it for a short amount of time a day, because it only takes a few seconds for a hacker to get into that phone, figure out where your kid is, and come grab him. It's that quick. You know, guys, and that's why I used to love that show, To Catch a Predator. You know, they would use a child as bait, yes. But as soon as that guy came through the door, the cops were all over his ass. And that is shows we need to bring back. So they need to show kids what these guys are wanting to do. You know, my mom used to make my sister sit down and watch Unsolved Mysteries. Not only that, we would sit down and watch true crime documentaries. And the reason being is she wanted us to know how dangerous the world was. And guys, it saved my life a few times. I walked down an alleyway, seen the wrong thing being passed between hands, and turned around and walked away. And when they looked over, all I said was, I didn't see a damn thing. And I kept walking. You know, and that guy saved my life. Because I know damn good and well both those guys were armed and were about to shoot me. But if y'all hold on just a second, we have hit the 30-minute mark. So it's 9:30. It's time to take my medication. So let me take my meds, and we're about to do some hangout, and we'll discuss how you guys feel about what I was talking about tonight. So give me just a minute to gather up all this bull crap. Nightshade, remember how I was telling you that I was a schizophrenic epileptic? Well, you'll meds. You know, I wish Ghost was here, but he's dealing with some stuff right now. I've been talking with the young man over Discord. He's probably going to be taking a break for a little while. What's up, Brian? It's good to see you're back there, Superior Aviation. Oh, you're good, Roblox. You came in just in time to hang out and chill for a little bit, you know? We got 30 minutes left on the show, so you ain't late, brother. You're, what did they call it? Fashionably late. Oh, yeah. hard day's work, guys. I was thirsty. You know, I have to take about 6 pills. Yeah, I get that. I take 4 different medications, but I take 7 pills. And it's quite annoying. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Davey. I didn't even have to ask you, buddy. Oh, whoa. Crap. Cool. It saved my butt this time. Pen. Sorry about that, guys. I always end up hitting the wrong button when I do that. So yeah, everybody, that's the Discord down below. I'm working on it right now, so it might take me a while to be able to accept everybody's applications and everything, guys. It's under maintenance right now, so just write it down and remember it for later. I'll let you all know on one of the lives when it's back up and running. Okay, guys. And it's so great to have everybody show up. So what? Oh, you kind of sleepy there, Brian? I'm sorry. You know, Davey, quit trying to make me sing. Hey, Foxy. No, I'm not going to forget to accept your application, Foxy. I'm trying to figure out where it's at. I have not got as much control over the Discord as I thought. And me and Flying 90 are trying to tweak it. So we're going to get it figured out tomorrow for sure. Yeah, hi, sweetie. How you doing? Is my Jin still in here? Yep, I choose people who I trust, Nightshade, that's for sure. If you want to join the Discord, feel free to go right on ahead, sweetheart. But I do have to accept applications. The only thing is I gotta find them, guys. I'm trying to. You know, it's just they're elusive. You know, it's like hunting through Discord, trying to figure it out. And I may have messed something up. So I'm trying to fix whatever I messed up because Ghost can't even reply. So, excuse me, guys. My nose stopped up for a second. Ooh. I don't know what happened there. I think I swallowed a bug. No, actually, Superior Aviation. I'm working on getting a PO box, man, but I've got a lot of other stuff I got to deal with right now, guys. When I turned around and looked into what it was going to take to open up a merchandise store, there's so much red tape, guys. And not only that, but opening up a charity, there's more red tape. So yeah, it's going to be a minute before I can open up either one, guys. But so it's coming. Just please give me time. I will figure out what I can do. You know, just hold on with me there for sure. Hold on for me. You know, what's up, Frost? What's going on with the Discord? I may have messed something up trying to figure out how to work it. And that's all there is to it. We just got to go through and figure out what I did. Oh, yeah, she did know me before I started going live. Nightshade did. I started texting her pretty early on whenever I started doing YouTube, actually. Hang on just a second, guys. Important message. Sorry. Oh, I'm doing great, Frost. It's nice to see you. Yeah, I did. I was watching her lives before I was eligible for lives because I was up all night a lot of times. But anyway, guys, so as far as y'all's takes on modesty, I was reading a lot of the comments as I was talking. And I'm glad that a lot of y'all agree because this is a big problem, guys. Oh, that's good. You know, I hope she shows up here soon. We don't know each other personally, lol, in real life, but yeah, it's gonna be hard to get to know each other because that'd be a long swim for me, girl, all the way to northern Queensland. That'd be a hell, or Queensland, Australia. That'd be a hell of a swim. Definitely spread the awesomeness, the awareness of epilepsy. Oh yes, we're definitely going to be spreading the awareness of not just epilepsy but anxiety too, because my poor Jin Jin suffers from severe anxiety to the point where sometimes she's been thinking about leaving the nights, guys, and it's mainly because she's scared that we don't need her, that we don't want her, and she's always felt that way, unfortunately, because she's been picked on and used by a lot of people. So we're going to be focusing on anxiety, epilepsy, schizophrenia, scoliosis, a lot of different diseases, guys. In fact, I'm trying to set up an interview with this young lady right now who her and her younger sister have their own YouTube account. Her younger sister is real big into fitness, but she's Down syndrome, guys. But I'm telling you, this little girl is physically stronger than most young men her age. She's got some serious muscle definition. Like, she's really in shape. So I'd like to talk to her and her sister about how her little sister, having Down syndrome, overcomes all of her issues and lives her life the way she does. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Epilepsy, not epilepsy, anxiety can be absolutely crippling. Oh yeah, I've seen cases of anxiety go so bad that people literally have had heart attacks, because of anxiety attacks. So I do understand that anxiety can be bad, but it can also, sorry guys, I got something in my eyeball. It can also be overcome. I think I got an eyelash in my eye. But, just like any other disease, it can be easily overcome. Always make sure, guys, if you live in a place like I do, make sure you stay hydrated. Don't want you guys falling out from heat stroke. An interview about long distance relationships. I've been in one for 15 years. All right, Foxy. I tell you what, I'll go leave me a comment under this video whenever it finishes uploading, and I'll go to your channel and I'll drop you my email address, and that way we can do a live together and we'll do an interview one afternoon. Had 60 fits. Ooh, that's awful, Nightshade. I need to do my video on anxiety. I feel like it would help. Yeah, Davey, for sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know you could get it from running too fast in cold weather, though. I don't know if it does, Davey. That's a good question. Hey, where am I still cold so I won't go no heat stroke, thankfully. Oh, yeah, good point. If you live in somewhere that's cold, you're all right. But somewhere like me, somewhere like where I live, especially in August, when it can hit 100 degrees, yeah, man, stay hydrated. Don't just drink just straight water, drink you a little Gatorade every now and then too. It doesn't hurt. Could you do one about bullying and its effects on the victim? I thought about that too. I really have thought about that, Nightshade. And oh yeah, I knew what you meant there, Brian, but thank you. Foxy, that is pretty cool. You consider them to be your spouse, even though they're that far away. How far away do y'all live from each other, actually? You did one too? Nice. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that one. Because bullying's a big problem. We had a young lady commit suicide in school from bullying. She straight up shot herself. Um, it's unfortunate, but you know, it's wrong to bully people, but it's even worse to straight up humiliate them as bad as you can. And that's what they did to this poor little girl. You know, I have this phrase in my mind where I think about bullies or something. It goes like this: villains aren't born, they're made. That is true. And yeah, you suffer from Tourette's and it's very hard. Oh, wow. Oh, I got you. Yeah, I had this phase in my. Yeah, villains are sometimes made, but no, Bubba, sometimes they are born too. For instance, I watched a documentary over Jeffrey Dahmer. He wasn't a bully until he got older, but his parents tried and tried and tried. They treated him very well. They were very, very kind to him. But by the time it was over with, he was a mass murderer, and there's nothing they can do about it. Sometimes there are people that are bad seeds. It's just true. But not always. They're very rare. Now, most bullies are made. But I'll definitely, because you requested it, Nightshade, I think, yeah, tomorrow night, remind me, everybody. But yeah, tomorrow night, we'll take and we'll definitely do bullying and its effects, and how to handle bullies. Because quite frankly, I was the bully's bully. If I saw somebody bullying someone else, I started picking on that guy. And it was because I didn't put up with it and I could take a beating. That was the problem. They could whoop up on me all day long, but they weren't going to hurt me. So, yeah, it was a very interesting time. Hold on just a second, guys. Trying to text my Jin Jin in the process. No, Jin Jin's not here at the moment. That's why I was talking about anxiety, because she's having an attack, guys. She fears she's broken and the knights don't need her. And it's the anxiety talking, guys. The whole thing is she's just having an episode. And every now and then I got to message her to try to help her through it. I know, Frost. Nice to see that you're back, Nightshade. By the way, Nightshade, welcome to my trailer. I never have thought I saw you here before on that one. Let's see, youtube.com/live. Oh, Tay. This is your video on, oh, crap. That's your video on bullying? Quit hitting that button. Ah! Let me try right here. There we go. Replace the pin message. All right, guys. There we are. That's the link to a video on bullying that our dear friend Nightshade has made. So y'all go check that out. It's definitely going to be a great one. And Foxy, I love your story. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I definitely want to talk to you about this. So for sure, let's have an interview, say tomorrow if you can. But definitely drop that message for me and I'll go to your channel. If not, I'll just find you on one of your other messages and I'll go to your channel and I'll drop my email address for you. And let's get together. Let's get to talking. Your chat broke for a second, but it works now. Sorry about that. Oh, I remember you, John. Yeah, I definitely remember you. Thank you for showing up, brother. Tomorrow noonish, if possible. All right. I normally do it at 2:30, but yeah, I think we could probably do noon. It'd be a little bit right after the. We'll just do four lives. How about that? We'll just definitely have four lives. Oh, it's probably because I accidentally exited out by mistake. All right, yeah, definitely. Let's go check out Nightshade tonight when she goes on live. We got 15 minutes left in here, guys. Um, no camera though. Okay, that's fine. Hey, Nightshade, I was so worried about you. Yeah, I hope you're all right. I hope you're gonna be all right there, Nightshade. But Nightshade, it would be cool to do an interview with you one night too about all that. Well, guys, it's actually neat. We've got 11 likes in here so far and 11 people still watching. So, guys, if you've been watching this whole time, please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, come join the Knights. We're trying to grow our numbers and we're trying to actually help the world somehow, guys. And I invite everybody to a little challenge that I've issued called Random Acts of Kindness. All you got to do is record yourself doing a random act of kindness and forward it to me here on my channel, and I'll post it as a short. I'm glad. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, wait. Oh wow, that sucks. Witch bucket. What a name. But it sucks that he blocked you from his channel, man. You know, I always hate whenever I accidentally do something to offend somebody and they don't give me a reason why, because I like to apologize. You know, I accidentally offended a dear friend of mine on here named Miss Daniela Yasobek. And she quit being friends with me. But she was Muslim and I accidentally did something that was disrespectful to her. And when you accidentally disrespect somebody in the Muslim faith, you're supposed to turn their backs on them. So she turned her back on me, which is okay. You know, things happen. My mustache is getting in my mouth. Mustache hair. Nah, you won't. Oh, you like that song, Ohan? Hey, Roach, how you doing? But yeah, you like that song there, Ohan? It was actually I was scrolling through and I found it with all the mythical pictures and everything like that. I thought it was great. You know, I hope everyone gets to watch it because I'm thinking about contacting Blackmore's Night and seeing if they will let us use that for the theme song of the Knights. Thank you. That's Blackmore's Night is actually founded by Richard Blackmore, the lead guitarist from Deep Purple, and his wife, Candace Knight. They have some other songs, but most of their songs are Renaissance style. And they have a few rock songs in there too. Oh, thank you. Hello, everybody, for showing up. You know, we've had a great turnout tonight. We still got 9 people that haven't quite joined in on the chat. You know, he loves 8-year-olds. Wait, what? Hang on. Ah, somebody was trying to troll me. I thought so. You know. Thank you, Nightshade. Thank you, girl, because I was about to bring Troll's Bane down on him. All right, we'll see you later, Superior Aviation. Yep, almost brought Troll's Bane down on him, but Nightshade was on the job there. She slayed him first. Thank you. Oh yeah, definitely going to give him the axe on that one. That guy shows back up, and again, the way he was talking, go on ahead and just ban him. But we definitely holding Troll's Bane out now. So, as we were saying, guys, we got 10 minutes now left, and 86K seconds. All right, nice. Make sure that guy doesn't come back. You hit him on the channel, thank you. Because we don't put up with trolls here, guys. That's what this guy's for. And he works rather well. I have put an edge on him, but I recently told him for practice. Clint, are you cut or uncut? I am uncut. I am a fat boy, but I'm trying to work on, getting back into shape. Definitely working on that. Oh no, you talking about whoopsie. Benjamin, don't be doing nothing wrong now, guys. Oh, he's talking about my bed. Yeah, oh yeah, dude. Careful now, Ben. Be nice now. Don't make me bring down the axe. Thank you guys for letting me know that. Yeah, not the place for it. Thank you, Nightshade. Oh, wow. Some people catch me with them jokes, guys. Living out where I've lived for all my life, some people catch me with them jokes, and I don't catch them in time. That's why I got my moderators, guys. Oh, yeah. 5-minute warning. I got you. Oh, wow. That feels good. Never thought you could scratch your back with a bearded axe. But it works good. But anyway, guys, we got about 8 minutes left. I've really enjoyed all of y'all being here. I love you guys so much. Thank y'all so much for being here. I wish our Jin Jin would have felt better and stayed, but her anxiety hit her again. And she went on ahead and left. But we're going to go on ahead, take and chill for just a little bit longer. And then we got to go, guys, because I still have to go check on my friend. He's still not doing the best, guys. He's really doing bad. So I've got to help Jen Jen with her anxiety, and I've got to take care of my paralyzed friend who's out of all of his antibiotics. So he's in there throwing up and everything. He's doing really, really bad. And we're actually probably about to be taking him to the hospital, guys. I don't know. So we're going to see how that happens. But I hope to God he's okay. But guys, he's just like Miss Aaron from Miss Makeup Artist Aaron. He's dying, and I hate seeing him like this because it reminds me that he's dying. And you guys are so supportive and so great, because y'all help me be able to handle that. Y'all remind me why I fight for this. Y'all remind me all the time how I need to fight even harder for people like him, for people like Jen, for people like, Nightshade with her anxiety, for people like Davey with his issues, everybody. My friend who's paralyzed that lives in front of my RV, he's dying. He's got sepsis really bad, and he's out of his antibiotics. And so we don't know how well he's going to handle it this time, guys. And I'm really going to cry if he dies. That's my best buddy. But anyway, guys, we're gonna work on getting him his medication next week as soon as possible because everything's closed down. His medication just hasn't came in yet. Thank you all. But yeah, this is the reason why I want to fix up his house. This is why I want that Cash App card so bad, because if we can fix up his house for him, then we can literally take and give him probably the best gift we could, because he can leave this place to his wife and daughter instead of them having to move. Thank you, Foxy. They can quit coming on to my show, dude, and you don't have to like it. Oh, wrong one. Coffee Cake was a sweetheart, Nightshade. That was the accidental one. But you, dude, can be removed. Oh, I can't unremove it. But yeah, yeah, I went on ahead and removed that other dude though, because that E-Town guy was just wrong. Yeah, sorry, Coffee, wrong person. My pet raccoon named Jack Jack is dying, and I am so sad because he's only what? Oh, yeah. Sorry about that, Coffee. Dude, they just show up, man. I'm not saying anything wrong. We're just hanging out. Everybody is. We've got all ages here, dude. We've got adults, 2 kids. So, man, half these kids are away from me. You can really quit talking about it, and you can get out. Yeah. That's all you got to do. I didn't invite them to my Discord, pretty what, or whatever your name is. Petty? All right, yeah. You're gone, bro. Yeah, he can just be gone. That's the second troll that it's had to come down on. Because look, guys, if all the kids that talk to me, they got permission. So I make sure of that. So, guys, if you got an issue with it, they can always just leave. Yeah, the trolls are out tonight. The trolls are definitely out tonight. Trolls Bane's has been put to work. Actually, you're stopping. Because I'll get rid of you. Guys, we only got 2 minutes here, and guys, they are going nuts, man. They're going crazy today. We getting the trolls in. They say, you're getting big when you start getting in trolls, guys. And that's one thing I've got to say. We definitely getting big, I guess. So, I'm not worried, guys. I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried at all because they're just trolls. They have nothing else better to do, and we actually have more adults in here. We only got like 1 kid in here, and they're all the way in Australia. So I ain't worried about it. I'm all the way in Southeast Texas. Way too much difference. But yeah, they're not going to bother me at all. I'm just going to sit here with Trolls, man. But guys, it's come down to the last part of our show. Love you all. Thank you so much for all of y'all's participation. Y'all been absolutely incredible. And y'all are 100% amazing. Show wouldn't work without you guys. I'll definitely see y'all next time. So check in next time for Clint's final thoughts. See you from the swamp, later from a gator. And remember, love your mama, love your papa, love yourself, be kind, and always find a way to help, guys.